Hey everybody, it's Pastor Andrew here for Holy Monday, and this is our Holy Monday reflection. Our Bible verse today is John 12, 1 through 11, and I'll be reading through the Common English Bible translation. 6 days before Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, home of Lazarus, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. Lazarus and his sisters hosted a dinner for him. Martha served, and Lazarus was among those who joined him at the table. Then Mary took an extraordinary amount, almost 3/4 of a pound, of a very expensive perfume made of nard. She anointed Jesus' feet with it and wiped his feet dry with her hair. The house was filled with the aroma of the perfume. Judas Iscariot, one of his disciples, the one who was to betray him, complained, "This perfume was worth a year's wages. Why hasn't it been sold and the money given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He carried the money bag and would take what was in it. Then Jesus said, "Leave her alone. This perfume was used in preparation for my burial, and this is how she used it. You will always have the poor among you, but you won't always have me." Many of the Jews learned that he was there. They came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, who he raised from the dead. The chief priests decided that they would kill Lazarus too. It was because of Lazarus many of the Jews had deserted them and come to believe in Jesus. John seems to highlight this special relationship between Mary and Jesus. She seems to know where everything is headed and wants to show Jesus how much she loves him while he is still here. Judas seems to have missed the point. He's focused on the idea of how much it would cost and how it could be better used. And like many people who are in charge of all the money, is really focused on how he could use it for himself. We're seeing a similar debate on this Holy Monday of 2020. There is a lot of talk about where resources should be going, and those are talks that we should be having. But what do we do with Jesus saying, "Leave her alone? This perfume has been used in preparation for my burial, and this is how she used it. You will always have the poor among you, but you won't always have me." While some might take this as an excuse not to care for the poor, and there's many that do, I don't think that's what's going on here. If we look closely, we can see that this is yet another lesson from Jesus, that he has called us into some wholeness of who we are, called us to wholeness. This act of extravagance from Mary is an act of deep, deep love. Sometimes in our attempt to focus on large systemic changes or even doing the most good for those who are hurting around us, we lose sight of the things that we love. We can fail to give them the attention that they deserve. The poor will be with us always, and lived in the life of wholeness of Christ, we will continue to seek care for them even when we find ways to show a little extravagance to those who we deeply care for. Jesus is not calling us to live into an either or, but is always calling us to live in a yes and moment. So here's your challenge for this Holy Monday. Who is it you are being called to anoint this Holy Monday? I understand, and we all understand, that budgets are tighter than ever, and our interactions with those that we love are limited in ways they have never been before. But there are always still ways to show our love to others. One of my favorite Patheos contributors right now, Jim Kopuk, says it this way. He says, "How can we find ways to splurge in word or deed?" So what is it on this Holy Monday, in the spirit of Mary's gift to Jesus, of anointing his feet with the oil, what is it that you can find, and who is it for, that you can find a way to splurge in love towards someone who means so much to you? There's so many ways to do this, and I'm not going to even begin to list them all here, but find someone today who you can splurge on in love in word or deed, because this is Holy Week, and this is the time to follow Jesus' path from the palms on Sunday to the cross on Friday, and ever awaiting the empty tomb on Sunday. So I'm Pastor Andrew from Mission Gathering Christian Church, Charlotte, and I hope that you will join me the rest of this week for more of these videos and more times of learning to live in the spirit of Holy Week. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.